The silent elevator.
Don't talk!
The elevator
reason
doors
will
slid
shock
open
you.
on the 47th floor. Rebecca Chen stepped inside, her Armani heels clicking against the marble floor. CEO of Chen Industries, Forbes 500, the woman who'd built an empire from nothing. She was exhausted. Another 14-hour day, another board meeting where she'd had to fight for every decision. The elevator descended smoothly. Floor 46, floor 45. Then it stopped on the 12th floor. A young boy stepped in, maybe 7 years old, worn sneakers, faded jacket. He was holding a small lunchbox covered in superhero stickers. Rebecca glanced at him briefly, then back at her phone. An email from Tokyo, another from London. The world never stopped spinning. Don't talk. The words were so soft she almost missed them. Rebecca looked up. The boy was staring straight ahead, not at her. His small hands gripped the lunchbox tightly. "Excuse me?" she said. "Don't talk," he repeated, still not looking at her. "Please." Rebecca frowned. "Young man, that's quite rude. My dad says when you're in the elevator with important people, don't talk. Don't bother them. They have big problems. We have small ones." The words hit her like a punch to the chest. She stared at the boy, really looked at him for the first time. His jacket was clean but patched at the elbow. His shoes were too big, probably hand-me-downs. "Who's your father?" she asked quietly. "Miguel Santos. He cleans your office. Miguel, the night janitor." The man who always smiled at her, who left her desk spotless, who once left a small note when she'd worked until 3 a.m. "Don't forget to rest, Miss Chen. Even superheroes need sleep." She'd never responded to that note. "What's your name?" Rebecca asked. "Carlos." "Carlos, why are you here so late? Mom works nights at the hospital. Dad brings me here after school. I do homework in the break room until he's done. Floor 8, floor 7. Rebecca's throat felt tight. "Your dad's a good man. The best." Carlos smiled for the first time. "He says you're a good boss. You say thank you when you see him. Most people don't even look." The elevator continued its descent. "Carlos, your dad is wrong about one thing." The boy looked at her, curious. "You don't have small problems. You have the same problems. Everyone has. Homework is hard. Missing your mom is hard. Being tired is hard. Your problems matter just as much as mine." Carlos's eyes widened. "Floor 3, floor 2. And Carlos?" Rebecca crouched down to his eye level, not caring about her expensive suit. "You can always talk to me. Important people need to hear from people like you. You remind us why we do what we do." The elevator reached the lobby. The doors opened. Carlos stepped out, then turned back. "Miss Chen, my dad's birthday is next week. He won't tell anyone because he says it's not important. But maybe you could say happy birthday? It would mean everything to him." "I'll do better than that," Rebecca said. 1 week later, the entire company gathered in the main lobby. Miguel Santos stood at the center, confused and overwhelmed, as Rebecca presented him with something he'd never expected. "Miguel, for 5 years you've taken care of this building like it was your own home. You've worked nights so your son could have days. You've never asked for anything, never complained, never cut a single corner." She handed him an envelope. "Inside is a full scholarship for Carlos to any school he chooses. And a promotion for you, head of facilities management, day shift, with a salary that will let you see your son grow up." Miguel's hands shook as he opened the envelope. Tears streamed down his face. Carlos ran to his father, hugging him tight. Rebecca watched them, remembering her own father, a factory worker who'd worked double shifts so she could go to college, who'd believed in her when no one else did. She'd forgotten that somewhere along the way. The entire office erupted in applause. Later that evening, Rebecca rode the elevator alone. She looked at her reflection in the polished steel. She thought about the small boy who'd told her not to talk, and she smiled. Because sometimes the most important conversations happen when you're told to stay silent. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest voices, and sometimes the person in the worn jacket and patched shoes teaches the CEO the most valuable lesson of all, that every person you meet is carrying a story, and every story deserves to be heard. The elevator doors closed, carrying Rebecca back up to her office. But she wasn't the same woman who'd stepped in that morning. She'd been reminded of something she'd almost forgotten, that success isn't measured by the height of your building, but by how many people you lift up along the way.